Hey Lana Decor fam, welcome back. Want a winter home that glows without glitter? Today we are blending light woods, airy linen, and fresh evergreens for a Scandi Rustic vibe that feels calm, warm, and real. I am Lana, and I am thrilled you are here. Grab your mug, get cozy, and let these natural textures guide a serene, modern cabin feel all season long. Step into a calm Scandinavian entry where light rules and clutter disappears. A pale wood bench anchors the space against a chalk-white wall, layered with a softly rumpled linen pad. Beside it stands a tall glass vase holding bare birch branches and a few clipped evergreen sprigs, bringing winter scent indoors. Cool daylight spills across light oak flooring, sketching gentle shadows. A woven shoe basket and a linen scarf add lived-in ease without noise. The feeling is hushed, natural, and welcoming, a rustic Nordic threshold shaped by light woods, linen, and evergreen light. Picture a slender light oak console dressed in layered linen runners, edges offset to create soft dimension. On top, stacked wood trays corral small necessities, while a low bowl brims with mixed fir and cedar cuttings. A narrow bottle holds one pine sprig to echo the greenery. Keep the palette oat, cream, and pale gray so the grain of the wood can speak. Winter daylight glides across the surface and quiets everything. The mood is deliberate, uncluttered, and warm, a Scandi Rustic statement where light woods, honest linen, and evergreens deliver quiet, beautiful winter presents. Imagine a pale wood mantel pared back to essentials. A slender cedar garland drapes in a gentle arc, punctuated by a few small pine cones. Stone or matte ceramic candle holders rise in understated heights, sending warm glow that grazes the grain. The wall behind is chalky white, the hearth simple and practical. Nothing shouts. Everything hums softly, like snowfall held indoors. Light, linen stockings nearby add a whisper of texture, without demand. This minimal composition honors material truth and season, letting evergreen scent and flicker create a Scandinavian rustic moment of gentle comfort and quiet. Settle into a Hygge reading nook that feels like a pause button for winter. A light wood accent chair with clean lines carries a chunky linen throw and oatmeal, relaxing over the arms. A small stump-side table supports a petite vase with a single spruce cutting and your current book. A slim floor lamp in brushed metal casts a pool of gentle light. The palette stays pale and grounded, letting textures do the talking. This is a corner for slow pages, warm tea, unhurried breath, and quiet focus, a Scandinavian rustic refuge shaped by light woods and evergreens. Look to the windowsill where calm order meets winter light. Untreated wooden candlesticks rise in easy heights, while a short row of linen-covered books lends tactility. A narrow wooden trough holds moss and evergreen tips like a miniature forest. Frosted glass diffuses daylight across pale trim, so everything feels hushed. A tiny amber bottle with one pine sprig and a folded linen cloth complete the scene. Nothing is heavy, yet every choice feels beautifully intentional, a Scandinavian rustic whisper where light woods, linen, and greenery deliver depth through restraint and generous negative space. Gather around a pale wood coffee table styled like a winter still life. A raw ceramic bowl with gentle speckle anchors the composition. Nearby, linen coasters stack neatly, and a small evergreen posy rests in a repurposed amber jar. A linen-bound book, a wooden bead loop, and the edge of a soft wool throw drift into view. Natural window light schemes the oak grain and settles the palette peacefully. The effect is graceful and grounded, Scandinavian and rustic at once, celebrating honest materials, quiet greens, and the slow comfort of winter afternoons spent together. Envision a winter table that invites conversation and lingers. An oatmeal linen cloth falls softly with a raw edge runner layered on top. Down the center, small potted evergreens in clay pots create a living garland. Lightwood chargers frame simple stoneware, while linen napkins are tied in loose knots. A few unscented pillar candles cluster low for glow without drama. Chairs in pale wood, walls in white, and generous breathing room keep everything calm. This is Scandi Rustic hospitality where textures whisper, greenery freshens, and light woods shape a meal that feels warm, grounded, and memorable. See open kitchen shelves in light oak styled for beauty and use. White stoneware stacks by size. Linen tea towels fold into quiet layers, and a shallow basket holds clipped rosemary and fir for fragrance. A small wooden board leans casually to show grain, while a narrow glass bottle lifts a single cedar sprig. The backdrop is white tile or a lime-washed plaster, cool and clean, catching winter light. Nothing is extra. Every object earns its place. The feeling is winter fresh and functional, Scandinavian rustic in spirit, where pale wood, linen, and evergreens make daily tasks feel mindful and clear. Enter a bedroom that whispers rest. A natural linen duvet with visible weave sets a breathable base, layered with soft pillows that invite sinking. On the bed sits a light wood tray holding a ceramic mug and a tiny bud vase with one for clipping. The nightstand echoes the tone in pale wood, with a linen shade lamp casting warm, low light. A folded knit at the foot nods to winter comfort. Here, textures are the luxury, and quiet is the design, a truly Scandinavian rustic retreat shaped by light woods, linen, and evergreen presence. Lift your eyes to a delicate mobile of white paper stars suspended from a light wood dowel. Linen twine drops at varied lengths, interspersed with tiny bundles of fresh pine that release a subtle forest note. Hang before a winter window or a white wall where daylight can outline every edge and shadow. Below, a small stool holds a folded linen cloth and a wooden spool, echoing the materials used above. The scene feels airy, handmade, and festive without noise. It proves that Scandinavian rustic magic arrives through simple craft, natural greens, and generous space for light to play. Consider a trio of minimal wreaths hung along a pale wood peg rail with wide linen tape. Mix fir, cedar, and eucalyptus so textures and greens vary while shapes stay open and natural. The wall is chalky white, maybe with a hint of plaster texture to ground the composition. Beneath, a light wood bench supports a folded linen throw, and a wooden brush kept neat. The rhythm of threes feels calm, balanced, and satisfying. This is Scandinavian rustic poetry, a gentle celebration of winter life where linen, light woods, and evergreen scent work together to soothe and center. Return to the hearth with a log cradle scene that feels both working and beautiful. A lightwood hoop or crate holds neatly cut birch logs, the white bark catching soft winter light. Cedar clippings tuck between pieces for color and scent. Nearby, a linen basket keeps kindling handy, while a matte black tool set stands ready. Pale plaster walls and a neutral rug complete the frame without stealing focus. The result is practical and serene, an invitation to gather, warm hands, breathe deeply, and watch flame, where Scandinavian rustic values meet simple daily ritual. Step into a craft corner that makes giving feel like a ritual. Craft paper rolls stand in a lightwood holder, steady and simple. Linen ribbons rest on wooden spools, ready to wrap without shine. Small evergreen sprigs wait in neat piles for toppers beside plain tags and brass-handled scissors. A linen cloth drapes across the table, softening edges and absorbing winter light. Everything is calm, tactile, and truly usable. Here, Scandinavian rustic beauty lives in honest materials and humble gestures, where light woods, linen, and greenery turn wrapping into a thoughtful seasonal moment. Watch a sideboard transform into a candle garden that glows at dusk. On a pale wood board, unscented pillars of varied heights cluster in a low, friendly group. Cedar clippings weave around their bases with a few pine cones nested like notes. A folded linen runner lies underneath to soften lines and quiet reflections. The background remains white, letting flicker right patterns on raw textures. The mood is hygge without excess, Scandinavian, yet plainly rustic. It is a simple ritual of light and green, shaping an evening focal point that soothes, welcomes, and gently slows the room. Greet guests with a peg rail story told in natural materials. A pale wood rail spans a white wall, ready but unassuming. Linen stockings or a linen tote hang with easy folds, joined by a wood-handled brush and a tiny cypress ring wreath tied with ribbon. Below, a light wood bench offers a place to pause and unlace boots, with a folded throw ready for chill. Snow light filters in, revealing grain and weave. The effect is calm, welcoming, and purposeful, Scandinavian rustic in spirit, where evergreen life and linen texture form a timeless entry moment. tree become a statement of restraint. Nested in a woven basket lined with a linen throw whose edges peek out like soft snow. Decorate with one wooden bead garland and a few white paper ornaments, leaving branches open and breathing. Place it in a bright corner on pale oak floors against a white wall. A lightwood stool nearby holds a folded linen napkin and a matchbox. The look is Scandinavian rustic purity, a living accent that refreshes the room with clean lines, natural texture, and evergreen presence that feels gentle, modern, and sincere. Bring winter calm into the bathroom with a simple spa vignette. Roll linen hand towels inside a lightwood tray so the weave shows. Add a small glass bottle with a single evergreen cutting and a natural bristle brush placed neatly beside a pale stone dish. Keep counters clear and surfaces matte so light can rest quietly. A linen curtain filters daylight into a soft wash across tile. The result is tidy, tactile, and restorative. Scandinavian rustic principles transform daily routines into care, where pale wood, linen, and fresh evergreen notes create clarity, breath, and steady morning focus. Create a low centerpiece that lets conversation flow. Use a shallow pale wood planter filled with soft moss, slender cedar sprigs, and thin birch slices stacked like coins. Nestle two matte ceramic ornaments near the center so greenery frames them without crowding. Set the box on a raw-edge linen runner across a lightwood table. Keep the silhouette clean and the palette hushed, allowing texture to speak clearly. The feeling is handmade and serene, Scandinavian rustic in spirit, where living greens, linen, and pale woods work together to anchor cozy winter gatherings with ease. Offer a warm hello at the door with a simple porch arrangement. Stack lightwood crates so one forms a useful shelf. Nest a mini potted spruce inside and drape a folded linen blanket over the top. Place a lantern beside for evening glow, then scatter a few pine cones and a wooden brush for honest character. Keep siding muted and the palette neutral so the greenery stands forward. Cool winter daylight and fresh evergreen scent greet visitors. The mood is Scandinavian rustic hospitality, built from light woods, linen, and nature, welcoming guests with clarity, texture, and calm. Thanks for spending time at Lana Decor. Today we layered light woods, breathable linen, and evergreen freshness to create a Nordic winter atmosphere that is simple, tactile, and warm. If this calm, rustic style inspired you, tell me which idea you will try first in the comments. Tap like to support the channel, hit subscribe for more cozy minimal styling, and share this video with someone who loves serene spaces.